What's going on, y'all? This is Masterpiece. Y'all already know what it is. And I am back live. And it feels so good because I don't know if you guys knew this, but I had a strike on my account. Why? Because I shared a video of a flat earth. Now, it was another person's video. They had given out the permission uh, to be shared. And instead of people, taking in the information, but by the time the video was flagged, it was like 50,000 views. But I think it was even higher. But instead of people, taking in the information, what happened? It got a strike for like abuse or something. And I mean, that was just totally ridiculous because I went back to the original source and that video was still up. So somebody was targeting my channel specifically. And I got a couple ideas about who that was, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you very much for tuning in. What's going on, y'all? I see you guys filling up in the chat. And throughout the show, I will be getting back to the chat and checking in with y'all periodically. But just to stay focused and to keep the show moving smoothly, I got a little outline, and I won't be able to see all of your guys' comments. But right now, Kato Senwi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's like, what up, Master Killer? What's going on? You know it's Masterpiece, but 118, 118 eel. Yo, what's good? The globe is dead. That's my boy Ed. Ed, see, Ed is one of those brothers that I like to have around. We like to chop it up. We're trying to go on a show together. I hope we can get that done. 118, because I'm graciously accepting your offer to come on whatever platform and chop it up with anybody from your end. Stay woke, peace. I see you out there. Mun Rogers, what's going on? Flat power to you too. Marilyn Brown, Marilyn, yeah, Brown, flat power to you too. I don't want to pronounce anybody's names wrong. I got a big thing with that. Even if I'm like in India or Africa, I gotta, it's gotta be right. Because words and vibrations, they hold power. Elizabeth 98D, what's going on? She says, hi fam, love, lots of channels are getting lawyered up because of that BS. Oh, really? Eh? I didn't even know that. Well, you're gonna have to send me some info on that. Here, I'll drop my email if you can send me a little bit more info about that or how to protect myself against that. And that flat power James and stay woke. We're gonna get James Capra as a guest soon. He's gotta do some personal things and he's gonna jump right on. But that email is in the chat for everybody. Masterpiece9@gmail.com. All right. You're the most unflappable and zenful cat on flat earth. Hey, I appreciate that. And it's all about balance, guys. It's all about keeping balance. I mean, I'm human too, and I lose my composure sometimes. But you know, I am human, and I really love to keep the peace, but sometimes playing the peaceful mediator sometimes is actually a disadvantage. There's a time and a place for everything, for every vibration, and I don't like going to that negative side. But in order to cancel out a negative, sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire. Though I rarely do that. I don't like to get sucked in by trolls. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys can see me in Brother Sanchez's chats, and you've been exposed to chats just schooling people, shutting people down with respect. But when it gets ratchet, I can get ratchet right back. You know what I mean? But I have noticed that that's happening less and less. So I am abundantly grateful for that, and I'm abundantly grateful for all of y'all out there. So thank you very much, and we're gonna get this kicking. So I am back, and quickly I want to lay out the future topics just so you guys know what to expect from me coming up. By the way, my camera is on my Mac is not working. I don't know what it is. It's like it's someone's screwing with me. Someone's hacking my stuff. I had all my music lined up in a folder. I tried to open my Adobe, my Logic, and everything was moved around. So the hacking is real. And I've been saying we got to get some hackers on our side, y'all. We need some hackers for the side of truth. Okay, because I mean, think about it. There's people hacking television and blasting pornography on it. There's people hacking each other. But why isn't anybody hacking these big time corporations? You know what I mean? These multi-billion-dollar corporations. You know what I mean? That keep us, whose sole aim is to keep us entertained. Okay, to put a message into us, into our subconscious, to the point where we're not even thinking our own thoughts. So we need some hackers for the side of light. I got a hacker friend who got real shook by some things that went down. But maybe because all the pressure was on him. Maybe if we spread it out, you know what I mean, overseas, in every nation, we could get something done. And that might sound a little bit rebellious, but hey, I'm a rebel. Okay, I'm a rebel. I'm a peaceful rebel. Okay, I don't like going with the grain because I don't like the taste of this grain. And I'm sure you guys all, I'm sure everybody out there feels me as well. Everybody out there in the chat. It's so unfair, this world, you know what I mean? Anyways, future topics. World meditation. That's something that me and my homies thought up a couple nights ago. We're going to get into that. World meditation on multiple continents. And we're going to do it. And we're going to sync it so that whatever time zone you're in, it's going to be synced so that we're all doing it at the same quote-unquote time. We're going to be talking about veganism and appliances, okay, like juicers and blenders, ditching the microwave. And I'll teach you how to reheat food without the microwave quickly. And it tastes better too. Live painting. I'm going to do more live paintings on the show. I wanted to show you guys some examples of my paintings right here and now, but unfortunately my camera is not working, so I'm gonna have to send myself the link and then show you guys off of my cell phone, which actually I could do that right now. Okay, so other future topics are, hold on, let me just send this to myself. Boom. Okay, some other topics that we're going to be discussing is getting back to nature, climbing into trees. When's the last time that you've climbed a tree? And I'm not trying to be funny. When's the last time you actually went to a tree and climbed it and sat in it just for a little while, or maybe an hour? I used to have another account. I used to make videos live from Africa and back in Ontario as well. And I would just go up in trees and just start making videos because I just found it very serene and a really good point of view. It's wintertime for me now, so I can't really do that. And but getting back to the nature is something that we really gotta discuss and we really gotta be open to, because the system could crash at any time. And if we're, worst case scenario, we're all sent to FEMA camps or whatever, and you escape, or you reject that, say they make it so the only way that you could get technology and clothes is if you go to a FEMA camp, and everybody on the outside has got to fend for themselves. Well, if you're ever in that position, you're going to want to know what routes to pick, foraging. That's called foraging, looking up wild berries and wild grasses, etc., etc. So we're going to talk about getting back to nature in future shows. We're going to talk about cold showers and the benefits of cold showers and why everybody should be taking cold showers. And possibly some conscious music with my buddy James Capra. If you don't know James Capra already, go check out his stuff. He's got a lot of good content. Or James Capra Jr. That's 2 P's in the Capra and no H at the end. And also, what I'm really, really excited about, you guys, is I would like to call it like a turn yourself around stream, or like a self-help stream. Not that I'm a psychologist or in a position to give life advice, you know what I mean? I'm not a life coach, but I have been in the dumps. I have been in tight corners. I have not always been peaceful. I have not always um done good against my fellow man. And that was many, many, many years ago. It seems like almost a lifetime ago. It almost haunts me, but we're all human once again. And I know that there's many out there in the Black conscious community, in every community, though, there is no race, but I mean, if we want to go about it that way. I mean, in the Chinese communities, in the Korean communities, in the Indian and the Nepalese communities, there's negativity happening everywhere, and it's dwelling within. And I just thought that it would be very important to be able to say, hey, you know what? I've been there. I don't have an ego. I've been there. But you know what? You can turn it around. And I've turned it around, but you know what? I could still fall. You know what I mean? Something I could see. I'll tell you guys a story. I used to work heavy machines, just tearing up the earth. I used to be an earth mover. And one day I saw them knocking over like a 300-year-old tree at least, because it's Canada, and we have winter, so our vegetation takes longer to grow. So I seen them knocking over this tree, and when they finally split the trunk, the crack that I heard the crack over the engines of bulldozers and packers and scrapers. And so I my heart broke. The cracking of that tree stump felt like my own bone. And I quit that week, and I never went back into that field. Here in Canada, we have a lot of mines, and we have a lot of pipeline projects, and oil sand projects, tar sands and stuff, and they pay a lot of money. But I vowed to myself after that day that I would never take a job just for the money. That I had to love it. It had to be fair to the earth, as much as possible, anyway. And so, but the point of that was, I saw this. I used to be, quite close with this operator. He was about, 60 years old, but maybe he was younger. And I'll explain that. He just seemed very just whatever, life is life. I don't care. Go home, watch TV, drink a bunch of beers. He would even drink on the job. And he would just always have a cigarette in his mouth, even if he was eating a sandwich, just cigarette sandwich. And I was like, man, like, he looks rough, to my buddy, who was the owner's son. And he said, yeah, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be, uppity and happy-go-lucky. And I said, well, what happened? He said that one day he came home from work, and his wife had actually shot her son with their hunting rifle, and then actually shot herself after. And that just threw him into a whole state of depression, and now he was just working to get by, really. I mean, the job paid him at least $60 an hour for what he was doing. And he just had nothing to live for. So yeah, we can all fall, and that's a saying in Jamaica, respect your fellow man, because no matter how big you are today, you could fall tomorrow. And that's something that humbles me every day, having a Jamaican background. I resonated with that. Okay. All right, y'all. So that is what's happening in the future. I got 9 viewers. It's a work day. I thank you for being here. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this. We got a lot to discuss. There's a lot of exciting things happening in the communities of the flat earth communities, of the scientific communities, of the Black conscious community, of every community around the world. Trump is saying some crazy shit. Canada and China just lost out on a free trade agreement. Stocks are going crazy. What's going down? I sent the link out to my boy, James Capra. He's going to be visiting us soon, and that's going to get things even more interesting. Before I get into the show, let me just show a good leap of faith by checking back in with the chat, just in case anything's happening out there that I got to be aware of. So, my channel. Let me see what is going down. Like I said, peace to everybody out there watching. We're about to start the meat and potatoes of the show. Just got to give a couple of shout outs. I see you. much love. Question everything's S love. Much love to you too. George Garcia, thumbs up to you. Flat power. Thanks for rocking with me, and thanks for being so positive all the time. I really respect that, and thank you. Uh, to everybody out there that's given me positivity, and that to everybody out there that's said that I mean anything to them or that I'm making a dent, I was completely oblivious to that, and it just really touches my heart. So so I really thank you guys. Home team solo. All compasses point north. That's right. And you know what? A lot of people are saying, we got to get to the Antarctic. Let's put a drone up there, equipped with some sort of um, a high altitude balloon. So when the balloon goes up, we can fly the drone over the ice wall and see what's going on. At least that was my idea anyway. Strap a rocket to a high altitude balloon, fire it off horizontally so that when we're 100,000 feet up, and we fire the rocket horizontally, there's no way we're not passing that wall. Elizabeth, 98. Thank you very much. I'm gonna keep that info coming, and I think I got everybody. Billy Sanchez, peace and love to you too. Unique unity. I love that name. I don't even know how you came up with it, but peace and love to you. Okay, so I think I got everybody. So I'm not rude, and I can go back to this meat and potatoes. All right, yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you guys caught last night's stream with Jamar, A. Milton, and Brother Sanchez. I really don't even want to breathe life into Jamar. He's got this innocent smile, this sixth grader smile. The kind of smile where he puts bubble gum in your hair and you turn around and see who did it, and he's just like smiling there, like hee hee tee hee. You know what I mean? And what really rubs me the wrong way about that is because Brother Sanchez said it himself. Got on the air, got him on the phone, was all smiles and laughter, and then it came to the stream and it was bare rudeness. The dog showed bare rudeness to the man dem on the panel, and that was just not right. But that is not unique because Jabari did the same thing. Remember Jabari, family? Hey, family, remember Jabari, the Kemetic priest? Yeah, that dude. Oh man, that dude just rubbed me the wrong way because what they do is they butter you up. This is what Brother Sanchez was telling me. They butter him up on the phone. They call him, I'm a big fan of yours. The earth is flat. You open my eyes, and then you get them on the panel, and it's not that they're cursing at you. It's not that they're making fun of you or anything like that. But the disrespect comes into the form of the complete switch up. You know what I'm saying? The total switch up. I'm a fan of yours, and I love what you teach. And then you get live, and then it's like, well, I have a problem with what you teach. And Jamar, he's going live right now talking about the firmament. Actually, he's not live. He just dropped an edited video talking about the firmament and how many times the firmament is mentioned in the Bible and why he's the only one talking about this when he knows damn well he got his information from this community right here, the flat earth community, from us, people like Brother Sanchez, myself, and You've Been Exposed, and others. But you can tell that the research was lacking. You know what I mean? I mean, this dude's going on about the firmament. You can go check it out right now, even though I don't want to breathe life into it. But he's not even up to date on what the firmament could be. I mean, there's so many postulated suppositions out there that or propositions out there, proposals of what the firmament is, what it could be made of, the nature of it, how high it is, the shape of it, if there is one at all. And unless you were there from the beginning, or unless you went back to really do your research, then how are you going to know what supposition that you're bringing forth is complete nonsense and has already been ruled out by science and observation or not? And that's the real problem. When you jump into the flat earth community, or when you jump into this truth and then you start dropping videos on it prematurely, then you really look silly because you start talking a bunch of what ifs and what if it's like this and that. And it's like, yo, bro, that was like, 8 months ago we were discussing that, and yeah, the verdict has come in, and everything you're talking about is way off base. So, that's just something that I really want you guys to keep your eyes open for, is these newcomers that show so much gratitude. Maybe they'll email you and say, yo, I love your material, and then they'll spit in your face when it comes to their audience. And if you notice, Jamara or whatever wasn't he wasn't even streaming live on his page. You know what I mean? You got a following. If Brother Sanchez is going to stream live, why aren't you streaming live for your guests? Why aren't you bringing your whole team to this live stream? Could it be because you are insecure of showing your ass, that you didn't want to bring your family to this debate or this discussion? So because that when they get there, they're gonna resonate, they're gonna resonate with real science, with real as above so below, with real cross referencing, and looking before history to the her story or the our story. Subtle Infinity likes to talk about the human story, and although it's just kind of, he says it over and over, the human story. We got to talk about the human story. That's correct. There's a lot more we have to talk about, like looking forward, because there's a saying, never forget where you came from, but never lose sight of where you're going. If you're always traveling with your head up in the clouds, you're going to trip over a little pebble. And it's going to take you a long time to get back up, because you're going to hurt yourself. So always keep your eyes on the prize, ladies and gentlemen. We have to talk about the prehistory. And you know what? Growing up as an art student, taking art history, we get privy to a lot more history or her story or the human story than most other subjects do. See, that's how they do it in school. And that's how we got to be done with the school. Homeschool your kids. Homeschool your kids. I got a 2.5-year-old, and you better believe she's going to be homeschooled. Okay. The first 7 years, now we're going to kindergarten earlier and earlier. We're starting grade 1 earlier and earlier. But the first 7 years, that's the first cycle of someone's life. Your life is counted in cycles of 7. Usually by the time you're 21, you start to come into that knowledge of who you are, and you start to kind of asphyxiate what kind of person you're going to be from then on. Your morals are kind of set. Okay. So 7, 14, 21, by 28, you're establishing yourself as a man and woman, and starting the family, hopefully. Please, women, don't wait too long to have kids, because you want to really be young and vigorous with them, and you really want to, you want to be a kid with them. You want to have your responsibility, of course, but you want to be able to have fun with them and run around and have enough energy to go to the park, and and bring them to Cirque du Soleils and shows and theaters, and do things. Whereas a lot of times, people that wait till they're 30 and above, their career's taken over. They got to find a babysitter. The TV is the teacher, and microwave dinners take over. So please, don't be afraid. A child is the best thing that will ever happen to you, no matter what position you're in. So just keep that in mind, because they're really scaring us out of repopulating. If you look underneath it all, they're really afraid of that. So the education, 7 years old, let your child be free and think what they want to think, and put life together. Get them outside in nature for those first 7 years, and then homeschool them. Okay, get them into the books. Because there's a lot of concepts that lock you down when you start to read books and learn lessons that you want to leave until your first cycle is up. They say that your body renews itself every 7 years. Your lungs renews itself like every couple months. The blood renews itself every 4 months. You know, your bones, all the cells in your bones, they are constantly renewing themselves. And in total, with all of those quote unquote systems in your body, it takes about 7 years. Okay, so that's why we are counting in seven. And Brother Sanchez says that birth used to take, the gestation period used to take about 7 months, but now it's extended to 9. So, and we know 7 is the number of completion. So let's really educate our youth. Okay, let's people talk about matriarchy and patriarchy, but I think that we should have like a pediarchy. You know what I mean? Where everything is geared to the future. It's not glorifying the woman who is not infallible, not glorifying the man who has already shown what destruction us men can do on the planet, and subjugation to different peoples and nations and whatnot, the tyranny. But let's have a pediarchy, a pediarchal society where we put the children first. You know, would this gold mine here be the best for the children of the future in 7 more generations? You know, if we dry up this river, what will 7 generations from now do? What will our children do? And I think that that is the most, I mean, that is the biggest revelation I've had on my own. Matriarchy, patriarchy, screw them both. How about a pediarchy? Not a society that like it is now, with ruled by a bunch of men who prey on little children and do their little dirty deeds, you know, in the hip hop industry, your Jermaine Dupri's and whatnot, your P. Diddy's. Let's gear it towards the children in the sense of we have to give everything we got for them. Okay? We have to avoid luxury for them. If we hoard the spoils of this earth for ourselves and not think about the future of the children, what kind of resentment is that going to lead to, and what kind of leaders will they be? And you know you're going to come back into this realm. So don't act like you're just going to, oh, this is my life and I'm just going to make my money and leave. No, that is the most senseless thing that you could say. The most numb and callous thing you could say is screw the future, because you're coming right back into it. Now, Brother Sanchez has just exposed Jamar. What's this guy's name, man? Jamar A. Milton. He exposed him for being an alpha, and once that happened, oh, you should have seen the tensions rise. You know, acting like he couldn't hear us on the panel, so he bounced and he ran with his tail between his legs, and he said, I don't want to hear y'all crying. Well, I said, hey, it's better to cry than to run away. I would rather discipline my child and have him cry in front of me than run away. Okay? Face the music. This con us community is really hurting people. I mean, people are having, Jabari says he's a Kemetic priest. So what, you're marrying people under this false Kemetic doctrine? And then now what? They're gonna look back on their rings and on the whole ceremony on the video and see what type of headdresses they got on and see that it's all pharaoh worship and phallus worship. You know what? When the truth hits the fan, a lot of people are gonna be hurting. Like for me, for example, I got an engagement ring made from Baba Heru. And it's a beautiful ring. Don't get me wrong. It's lovely. It came back flawless. I have to say it was flawless. I'm not a diamond and gold inspector, but it was flawless. But the fact that, you know, it hit the fan later that he was a NYPD, which is mad crooked, another brotherhood, another fraternity, and to find out that he doesn't want this system to change because he's sitting back comfortable. He's ready to retire. He doesn't want to have to uproot and learn how to forage for himself anymore. So now I'm out the amount of money that I spent. It was around $800. I didn't get a diamond. I got a sapphire because I don't believe in diamonds. I believe in getting somebody their birthstone. If your birthstone is a diamond, then okay. But I believe in something more personal. I'm not saying I'm going to believe in the birthstone theory and stuff. But I just wanted something a little bit more sentimental, personalized. Everybody's got diamonds. White gold and platinum. That's the thing now. I got yellow gold, the highest vibration, the highest frequency. Okay. Now that I look back on it, this is for a woman. Why didn't I get her silver? Why didn't I get her magnetite? A lodestone for a woman. She's a woman. So, so now I'm hurt because I followed into this Kemetic BS. You know what I mean? I shut down a lot of people over this nonsense, and I still have a higher appreciation for Egypt and Africa itself, for this land itself than most, and I am hurting. So that's just a little warning for y'all. Really do your homework on even me. I mean, do your homework on people. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. I told you when this start, I wasn't always the nice person I was, and it was over a decade ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago. But go do your research on me and see if you can find anything. And if there is, so be it. You know what I mean? I'll tell you right now, I've always been an artist. I used to want to be a rapper. Me when I was 18, 19, when I was 16, recording under a blanket in my living room, telling my family, "Hey guys, quiet down. I just got to get this verse done," and then put the blanket over my head, and then, in the mic, this crappy Shure mic that I bought, I saved up all my money for. I wanted to produce. I wanted to be on that scene, and then the whole Illuminati, the ritual, all this stuff came out, and it made me, second guess. I wanted to be an actor. I'm on IMDb. Go check me out on IMDb. Corey Glassmith, IMDb. I did two. I did a film for a buddy in college. 2 films for people in college. Okay. And then now this acting things come out where you can't be this unless you're. And I'm like, wow, damn, I'm an artist. I love making art, dancing, acting, theater, painting, drawing, and I feel like it's all been a sham. Like, I'm mad hurt because I feel like everything that the talent that it takes for acting could real talent just be getting thrown aside, while these people that just seek the riches get the spots. I mean, is that why the acting is so poor now in Hollywood? Because they're just only taking the people that want the riches. So, really do your homework on people, y'all. Like, follow me on Instagram. It's Classic Smith Art. See what I'm about. And don't buy into anybody's stuff. If somebody's out there selling you onks and jewelry or a book, or you got Nature Boy, who we're going to get into, selling a human tour, $500 a week to be human. Whoa, I'm already human. What the fuck? What are you talking about? We're going to get into that. And I'm hoping that my boy James is out there, because we're waiting for him to come in, and it's going to be fire when he does. But I mean, there's a lot of cons out there. So do your homework, please, people, because I mean, if there's anybody that cares for the people out there, I can't speak for anybody else. I just told you guys, don't ride on another man's jock. So I was going to say, Brother Sanchez, I really resonate with him, but I'm not going to put that type of pressure on him, and I'm not going to put him up on a pedestal. He's my brother. He's my equal. We speak all the time. He's 3 years older than me. We're very close, except his knowledge with syncretism blows mine out of the water, quite frankly. I'll be honest, I'm humble, I'm human. But when it comes to really caring about the people, and I mean, sorry, when it comes to having compassion and empathy, I gotta say that I haven't experienced it in anybody else as much as I have within me. I mean, when I see an injustice wrong, it could be on TV, I will weep. When I hear stories about people's fathers being taken away, I weep, I tear up. And I don't know where that came from. I used to be a hard rock. I used to not really care about the next man's feelings. I used to take women's heart for granted. You know what I mean? I used to open up a woman's heart and leave them, and that was wrong. And I still repent for that to myself. And that's something that I gotta get over. I gotta deal with. You know what I mean? Now that I have a family, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with who I am, and I guess that's where the weeping comes from. The emotional state that I get in when I hear of it really hurts to know that that could be me. When I went to Malawi, Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and I know that I'm gonna be able to go back to Canada and make money easily. It didn't make me feel good, and that's why I want to get out of here. I want to go to a place with more nature. I want to go to a place with an indigenous language that's been there since time immemorial. Saying that could be me. I could have been born from this womb, and I could have been, sentenced to this area of land where there's, rulers ruling over me, and there's a king still in this day and age, or a queen. Like, we need that. I'm just gonna take a sip of my tea, y'all, because I'm feeling the emotions. I'm feeling the emotions, man. I'm seeing kids' faces on TV, World Vision. Someone saying, just for $1 a day, you can help someone like this. What about you? Where's your money? We have this woman walking through the village. How about you pull out your wallet and let me visually see you buy this family a goat and some hens, and to install a water ionizer in the town so that they get alkalized water. What are you doing? Why do I have to donate $1 a day to World Vision just so that 95% of that can be taken by the execs, the CEOs, the PRs, the designers for the web page? You know what I mean? Because you need to keep the web page up and running every year. Every campaign you run, you have to pay for that, for your site to be updated. So why am I going to do that when there's people being flown over there on the volunteers' money, being flown over to these places, only to say, for $100 a month, you can do this, you can change a life, while you're right there, literally in a more capable position to change anybody's life than I am, sitting over here in Canada. Now, when I went to Malawi, you better believe I gave myself. I didn't, when I gave, how arrogant would it be to go around a town like Malawi and just throwing money left and right? No, there's other ways to give, and you better believe I gave myself. Every time that I bought something, I overpaid, and I knew it, and I liked it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the months of, because I was there for 6 months. I'm talking about the months of dedication where I got myself up, and I went to the local theaters that were in shambles, and I painted it. I restored it, painting murals in it, backdrops, recording trailers for their upcoming plays, and putting it on the internet. Yes, they have internet in Malawi, and posting it so that, to get their audience back up, because you should have seen, guys, the owner of this theater, they were beautiful. They had little children with dreads, all of them. I mean, talking about pick-me-dem, like 8 years old, 5 years old, 3 years old, all dreaded up. It was beautiful. The mother and father dreaded up. And just to know that painting their facility, drawing more of an audience to fill their venue, help that family. It was a beautiful thing. And it it really warmed my heart. So there's a lot of people out there that are going to seem genuine, but in my opinion, I mean, after putting my trust in Polite, after putting my trust in Baba Heru, after putting my trust in Young Pharaoh, and many of people before them, Sa after being hurt so many times by that, you know, my ego got hurt. It's like, damn, like I really put myself on the line, like out in public, like I really like backed them up, only for them to show their ass. It really led me to think, man, I think I'm the most compassionate YouTuber out there right now. But of course, I'm not taking anything away from my respected brothers that I build with all the time, because I really feel they're genuine. They're the genuine article. But I don't want to look like an idiot anymore, saying, yo, you guys got just my last video that I dropped that is breaching 50,000 views about Dr. Valentine being a flat earther. I shouted out Nature Boy, and I gave him the respect. Oh, whoops, hold up, y'all still hear me? I hope you can still hear me, because I just unplugged my mic. But I even gave Nature Boy the respect of posting the thumbnail of him in his early days, his first Sonnetter interview, before he even had dreads. He was just getting twisties back then. And man, I thought he was a real brother. And I gave him a shout out, and it wasn't even more than 2-3 weeks ago. And now all of this stuff is hitting the fan, which we're about to get into, about Sonnetter. I mean about Nature Boy, and what a fraud apparently he's been, and about how many people he's hurt. And that hurts me, because I just shouted him out, and I took the time out to find a good caption of him that was respectful. And look what happens. Look what happened. So I gotta say that I feel that my compassion for people is that's the only thing that I have leading me. That's the only reason, because you guys said that I'm touching you. That's the only reason why I continue to do this stuff, to put out the truth, my truth. You know, moving on with the show, I got an outline here. We're on to con artists right now, and I'm gonna keep that topic up. Polite. I just saw a video of Polite with his ritzy ass background and the palm trees and this and that, with his fresh gear, which I never understood. I always thought that was a little bit feminine, you know, shopping for clothes and shopping till you drop, and knowing what's in style. Like, how the hell is a dude? Why does a dude know what's in style? Like, go out, go to the mall, get what you like, go home, go on your date or whatever. You know, to go to work, get your work clothes, go to work. You know, I'm an artist. You guys see what I wear. I wish you guys could see me right now. You know what I mean? That fashionista stuff, that fashionismo. You know, you can miss me with that. So we got Polite, looking like he thinks he's a star, talking about cryptocurrency. Now, you guys know that I am involved with stocks, and for everybody out there that has emailed me talking about stocks and which ones to get into, have I ever charged you for knowledge? Have I ever charged you for information? Have I ever said, yeah, I'll give you the stock symbols that I have done day and night research on, lose sleep? My wifey's saying, my wifey's saying, come to bed, masterpiece, get to bed. And I'm saying, no, I can't. I gotta keep up with these articles. You know, someone just invested. Has anybody that's ever emailed me at masterpiece9@gmail.com, has anybody heard me saying, I'll charge you a fee? Now we got Polite saying, we got the cryptocurrencies, and they skyrocketed, and everybody out there who's made a profit off of the cryptocurrencies, that I like to salute y'all. because y'all really believed in me, and now I want to give y'all an opportunity to join Brother Polite's um, advanced cryptocurrency classes. What kind of shit is that? You just hopped out the frying pan into the fire, and now for scamming, of course, that's what I'm talking about, the frying pan in the fire. Your ass just got roasted for scamming, and now you're talking about paying for classes and advanced cryptocurrency classes when anybody can learn about cryptocurrencies on YouTube or on any Motley Fool site or Yahoo Finance site. Read some articles. It might take you a week, it might take you a month to get it, but you can get it. You want to charge people, Brother Polite? I can't even call you a brother. Nephew Polite, son Polite, Polite, nephew Polite. You want to charge people for how to understand cryptocurrencies so that they can get rich like you? Or do you want to mislead them, take their money, let them tank while you invest in Potcoin? Yeah, Potcoin is a cryptocurrency that is currently trading under $1, y'all. I think it's like at 50 cents. Now, it's not something that you only buy pot with. Potcoin is that's just the name of it. But you got to understand the marketability of that. I mean, with pot being legalized in the third biggest country in the world, Canada, in July 2018 or June, anything pot is gonna go off the shelf. So pot coin, like Bitcoin, Potcoin, is a type of cryptocurrency you can buy anything with online. Okay, it's trading right now under 50 cents, under $1. Okay, that will now it will most likely soar, and I'm talking about it'll most likely go to above $500 a coin. So if you get in now at 50 cents a coin and you wait, it's probably going to go up to 500 within a few short months, possibly a year. Does it really matter with that type of return? No. But the point of the matter is, I'm not sitting here charging people for it. Okay? I'm not going to say, in order to learn this and that, you gotta. Man, I wish my camera was working. I would show you guys my emails right now. I got tens of emails saying, "Brother, thank you so much for putting me onto the stock tip," because once you realize that all the wealthy people in this world are involved in two things: realty, so real estate, and stock. And once you realize that, then the sky's the limit. And people have been saying, thank you so much for turning me on to this. I never would have gotten into it if, you know what I mean? I'm abundantly grateful because, now their life is going to change, hopefully. And I'm just happy that I could be of some service. I don't need money off of you. I don't need to charge you $20, $50, which is considerably cheap when you look at like Brother Polite and Young Pharaoh's prices that they charge. I'm gonna get into Young Pharaoh and what our discussion was like over email, because I once again I tried to reach out. I thought I sent some good, and it got thrown back in my face. So that's coming up. So charging people to make money for themselves, that you guys have to run at any time. If there's a lecture that costs money, if there is a school program teaching you how to think deeper, run. If it's about learning how to invest, but it's going to cost you, up front, but on the back end, you're going to make your money. Well, it's not a guarantee because it's stock, so it's just a best guess anyways. Run far away, because that's exactly what Nephew Polite did with your money, with all of our money. Well, not mine, but Young Pharaoh's money. Young Pharaoh admitted, and a lot more other people, a lot of mothers, a lot of single mothers looking after their young, scammed. Next scammer, the Nature Boy. That Nature Boy scam, y'all. I mean, if you listen to him, he sounds good on paper. Everything sounds good. You know, how to eat, how to absorb the sun, how to clean your skin, all of that. It sounds good. But then then this shit hits the fan. His ex-wife, Yaya, Wildflower, I think her name is Yaya. Beautiful. I mean, absolutely so gorgeous. Talking about the problems and the weird shit, the creepy shit that happened with Nature Boy. And you know, I didn't even want to believe it until Aki came out with his ACQUI. Go subscribe to him because I feel that he got wrong and now he just wants to do right. And many others like Phoenix Rising. And Phoenix Rising, I got a message for you after this. If anybody subscribed to Phoenix Rising's channel, please give him this message that I'm about to give him. But Nature Boy is his little sexual deviance and his money splurging, which wasn't even his money to begin with. I just got an email. Man, I love you guys. I really love you guys out there, man. Because I just got an email from one of you guys that are watching this right now. You took my email out of the chat, which I gave, masterpiece9@gmail.com. And they said that they were interested in the pot investments. And you know what I'm gonna reply to him? I'm gonna say, great. What would you like to know? ... I'm here to help in any capacity I can. Peace, power, and protection. And that's coming from a guy named Albert. And if and he's gonna be in the chat to show you that I'm all the way real. Now, his Nature Boy, he spent $300,000. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I just kind of like almost like my stomach dropped. It's like I just found out somebody died. Nature Boy spent $300,000 and it wasn't even his own money. Do you know what someone like me would have done with that? If I had $300,000 given to me, the first thing I would do with that is I would take 10% of that as a contingency. I would just put it into a high interest holding, like Tangerine. If you guys don't know Tangerine, it used to be ING Direct, you know, with the Swedish guy, save your money. It changed to Tangerine. Tangerine is great because they got no physical locations. They got no tellers to pay. They got no bank managers to pay. They got no wages to pay. No harassment. Employee harassments to pay. You know, it's no training. It's completely online. So look into Tangerine if you want a high interest bank. I would take 10% of the $300,000 and I would put it into a high interest bank like Tangerine. Then I would take another 10% and I would put it in stock. Now, what is the number one most guaranteed stock to buy? Maybe I'll let you guys answer that in the chat. Nah, I'll wait too long. There's a delay. The number one place you can invest your money is in the banks. Now, yeah, we know. Banks, the inflatable money. Yeah. Okay. But like I said, bad people do bad things with money. Good people do good things with money. So 10% into a high interest bank. The other 10%, that's 20%. The other 10% into a stock, like a bank, like, I don't know, TD Canada. TD is now also US as well, TD Bank. Okay. If you look at any bank, any a national bank with a good reputation, if you look at their max lineage charts for the performance, you will always see it goes up. Okay, so put your money into banks. Okay, that's 20% from the $300,000. Okay, what about the rest of the 80%? Okay, this is where it gets interesting. Real estate. Real estate always goes up. You buy acreage. Okay, you go to a place that's very conducive to human life and animal life and plant and vegetation. I don't know, say somewhere like Honduras, which Nature Boy had a chance to go to, but up and went to Costa Rica for some reason, and that reason is still all in the air of why. But go to a place where the economy is cheaper. Okay, you take another 10% of that $300,000, or you can get a little bit bigger now. You can use 20%. So you got 20% in banks and stock, and then you take another 20% and you invest it into land. Okay, you can hire some people on to help work the land with you, just to get it irrigated, just to get it where you want it to be. And of course, you pay them better. You pay the local people better than what they would expect, so they do a good job. And you let them know, hey, I appreciate you. I come from a place where we typically have more monetary abundance. Notice how I said monetary abundance than you do. So that's why I'm able to pay you more. They love to work. They come to work early. They leave late. They can't wait to get their paycheck, and they bring it home to their family, and now they're buying their kids more. Okay? That's what you do. You get the land. Land. What happens with real estate? It always rises up, just like the banks. Okay? A sure stock. Okay, so now 40% is gone. You got it into banks with high interest holdings. You got it into stocks, like a bank or like a pot stock that you know is going to be good, like ACB, Aurora Cannabis, or like Canopy Growth, which the symbol is WEED, or like Med Relief, which is LEAF, or Canamed, which I think is CMed, CMED. Those are all Canadian, by the way. Free advice. I hope Nephew Polite is taking notes. So that's 40%. So now you have 60% of $300,000, and this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. You know what I mean? Because you want to be able to sustain yourself, but you also want to be able to sustain everybody else who wants to come stay with you or duplicate you. Okay, so I would just say what you could do is you could set up an investment plan where it can only be taken out where it's matched by your youngins. So you can't just have an 18-year-old son who suddenly turns 18 and gets all the money. No, you have to you have to match it. You have to put the work in as well. And I got that tip from somebody else in an email, and that was a very good idea. $300,000. Wow. After that, what's going on, James? After that, yeah. After that, what I would do is just mute yourself real quick.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. All good. The brother James Capra is in the house, y'all. So what would happen after that is with the 60% of that $300,000, and this is just figurative because this is the example that we got from Nature Boy. 60% of the 300,000 would go to helping the community around you. I mean, who wants to, other than like a narcissistic, egotistical wizard like Nature Boy is seeming to be, and people like Nephew Polite are seeming to be, you don't want to be the king of the hill. What, all your little subjects around you starving while you're eating good? What is the point of that? How can you be happy when the people around you are sad? I can never even be truly happy in this life because I know that there's strife going on. So you take that, you take another percentage, maybe another 20%. So now you got 40% left. And you take that 20% and you invest it in the community, the same community that accepted you, open arms, and you help that community. You 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 go around, or you hire people that teach about natural food, non-GMOs. You know, maybe you back some farmers. You know, maybe Monsanto's trying to push some farmers into a corner. You got $100,000. How about you provide that so that they can keep on growing natural? They can pay their fees and whatever those fines that are being slapped on them by Monsanto daily and all that. There's so much you could do with $300,000. And Nature Boy, you could see it in the videos. He says, "I'm a clown. I'm a effing clown. I spent it all." And he points to like his 6 boys in the back, all shirts off. It's looking like some homoerotic stuff. Everybody's got the shirt, and now I know it's natural. Yeah. We came here without clothes. I get that, but I mean, damn, you could at least wear one of those Jamaican hole shirts, you know what I mean? That where you see your skin underneath, but you're wearing something. Like every video, you got to have you and 5 black men behind you, like shirt off. Like, what is that? Anyways, he's in his van saying, "Yo, how much should I spend on you?" I'm gonna do my nature boy voice. "How much did I spend on you? Tell the people, if you could sum it up. How much did I spend on you? How much money did I spend on you?" "Oh, a lot, thousands. See, thousands of dollars." Why would you spend thousands of dollars on another being instead of teaching them how to empower themselves? You feed a man a fish, you feed him a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for life. Now we got Phoenix Rising, who has 90 acres, who bought into this whole Nature Boy scam for some reason. See, that's the wizardry. Someone like Nature Boy convinced through his wizardry an older gentleman, Phoenix Rising, and I'm not going to give him all the credit either, like he's innocent, because I don't know him, and I just talked about not putting people up on pedestals. But this Phoenix Rising seems like a good dude, calling out Nature Boy and his freaky stuff and his money spending, which to me seems like a valiant effort. But let's not forget, that's how young Pharaoh came out. Young Pharaoh came out by exposing other agents, like that sister who slapped him with like lawsuits and lawyers and all that crap. All that crap. Dr. I don't even know. It's been so long. The creator of Meltrek, which I bought and which I am now hurting, because that's a whole nother story. But let's get back to the point. Phoenix Rising now is calling out the whole Nature Boy scam. And this man had 90 acres of his own, and he left that and went to Nature Boy. And after finding out Nature Boy's deviant ways, went back to his property. And now he's saying that he has 90 acres for anybody that wants to come down, and he's not going to charge them nothing. Now, I have to say, protect yourself, Phoenix Rising, because you said all of my Nuwapu brothers are welcome. But I have to remind you what Malachi Z. York is in jail for, and what Brother Polite just did to the people. And we know that Brother Polite came out of the Nuwapu order. So, and clowns like Huhika, or whatever his name is, I don't know. But these Nuwapu, it's another religion, brother, Phoenix Rising. So if anybody out there has access to Phoenix Rising, please let them know that me, Masta Peace, will gladly go down there and help cultivate land and grow banana trees and mix the crops so that they're not leaching off each other, and really get it popping out there in a benevolent way, free of charge. I'm not about that. And you can keep what's yours and build it and empower the nations, instead of inviting a whole bunch of religious zealots that you would call the Nuwapus, who meet with who basically is like a New Age Moor. flashy more with their whole, but it's a little bit more like, you know, deep space kind of spaceships and aliens kind of thing. I'm telling you, Phoenix, man, I sense that you're a good person. I could be wrong, but there are good brothers that don't adhere to anything other than nature, okay, and humanity, that you could extend the welcome to. And hey, if I ever get that, extended to me, I'm not saying I'm gonna leave everything here and hop on, but I'll take a visit, and I'll visit, I'll see what you got going, and I'll help in any capacity I can. And if in return you want to teach me Spanish, I would love that. That'd be cool. Now we're gonna keep on going with the exposing, but first I just wanted to introduce and to let somebody build who's been tuning in to this whole stream, my brother James. James, what's good with you?
Masterpiece, what's going on, brother?
You know how it is, man.
Man, we got some serious stuff going on in the world today. And for everybody that's viewing, I want you to know that with some raw, authentic brothers who really want to know the truth and get down to the nitty-gritty. And it's not always so pretty. And you know what? It's okay though, because there's brothers like us out there that are searching for the truth, and it's gonna help the people that really need to be helped. One thing I want to say, man, you're touching on a lot of things. One thing we gotta understand is when we're talking about these people, right? We're talking about them, and we're coming with the facts, and that's one thing that you're doing, brother. Because a lot of people, what they do is they get up on here and they falsify stuff, like what that brother Jamar did that last night, about how Bro Sanchez had like a white girlfriend, and that's the reason why he deals with the flat earth theory and all this crazy stuff. Basically, I'm feeling like, that was just a whole psyop to try to discredit him and get the black community to not like Bro Sanchez for dating a white woman, because he knows how indoctrinated the community is. You understand? So I sat back and analyzed it, like, okay, now why would he mention that, knowing that that's not true? You know what I mean? The only way for him to do that, and obviously he lied. He talked about the sign that his little cousin was throwing up. He didn't know what it was. He was just doing cowbell, whatever he was saying. All the lies, how he was pretending that he couldn't hear anything. That's classic psyop stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew exactly what was going on. And I feel like you want to discredit Bro Sanchez and try to tear down his regime, like, you know what I mean? Try to get people to hate him for who he is. And it didn't work. Sanchez kept it real. He stood up for himself, and he nipped it right in the bud as soon as the dude, you know what I mean? And people, if Bro Sanchez would have let him walk all over him, he would have tried to, he would have been trying to, get people to try to convert over to this nigga, you know what I mean? To what he wants to believe in. That was the whole point of him getting on the show, because why else would you be all pretty and talk all nice on the phone, and then the moment you get on air, you want to start, being on strike? It's just funny to me. You know what I mean? And this is the type of people that, people tune into. Like, what? It's crazy to me. It's crazy, Masterpiece. Young Pharaoh. You talk about Young Pharaoh and being scammed by Brother Polite. Now to me it seems like he's the one about to be doing the scam. Do you know he just put a video out? Basically, he wants to be a Walmart. All the black-owned businesses is gonna sell their product out of his store, and if they have black-owned businesses that don't like have products, say like they're like a masons or do masonry, or they do flooring or anything that is like a service they come out for, he's gonna charge them for advertisement. You feel me? And like, this dude is trying to make as much money as he can off of his influence instead of trying to better the people. Now, He's talking about putting one of these storefronts um, in every state, and his own narrative behind this is that black people don't do enough for other black people, and he's basically the only one. He's the savior for all black people because he bought a goddamn storefront, and he's gonna profit off of all these people's hard work. Now, your influence. My thing is, okay, you got a huge following here. You're in front of people that own businesses who have very successful careers on a day-to-day basis. You have access to these people. So why don't you, instead of trying to make profit off of these people, hook up the black realtor with the black business owner to get his own storefront? Why do they have to go through you, brother? You know what I mean? And that's my whole problem with it. You know, you say you're for the people. You say you want everyone to live well and just be one and have a higher consciousness. But then at the same time, you're keeping them locked down into the same system. You want people with black businesses to come and put their product in your store, brother. That ain't doing nothing for them but keeping them paying the damn taxes and keeping them tied down to the man. What are you really doing, young Pharaoh? And what do these people really think that they're doing listening to him? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand the logic here. You talk about the man, yet now you get ready to pay the man. I guarantee you he didn't buy that building from a black, because that would have been one of his key things. He would have said, yep, and the building that I bought was from a black business owner, like from a black realtor. He didn't mention anything about that. So where'd you get the building from? Who's gonna be benefiting from the rent, from the light bill, you know what I'm saying, the water bill in this building? Who's going to benefit from those? And then how many buildings? You talk about having one in every single country, brother. I mean, every single state. So how many people are you going to be paying rent to? And how many of those people are going to be white? And how many of those people are you still going to bash every day on your videos trying to get more people to come and put products into the damn stores that they fucking own? Huh? People got to wake up. Wake up to what's going on, what's really going on. Because you got all these black business owners, proud to be black business owners, gonna go link up with young Pharaoh, and he's over here talking about whatchamacallit, we're gonna have everything done with whatchamacallit and fucking whatchamacallit, fucking whatchamacallit. You really want to put your product into the hands of this little nigga who's everything coming out of his mouth is, I don't speak that well. You know what I'm saying? I jumble over my words, but it's because I have a lot to say. I speak from the heart. I don't got things written down. I don't got things, you know what I'm saying? I don't got things premeditated what I want to say. No, I'm saying stuff. This is off the top. You know what I mean? And this dude is sitting there using his platform to capitalize off of black people. And he's trying to make them he's trying to be like Walmart and Craigslist at the same damn time. And it's like, dude, these are obviously ways of the quote unquote European you talk about. You know, this is how they make money off of people. And which is the same thing that you're doing. So you're doing the same practices. Now it's already been debunked. There's a bunch of videos about him being a part of Masonry and being a part of all this stuff. Somebody actually sent me a message the other day. It's like, look up something. I'm gonna actually pull it up so people can see for themselves. I'm gonna look up the video right now. Let me get the exact title so I can. It's right over here. Hold up, so you guys can understand that this is really serious. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I'm scrolling down. All right, here comes. I see some young fans stuff. Here it is. Is young Pharaoh part of the Masonic Rosicrucian order? Question mark. Semicolon. Why people feel. You seen that one?
No. Rosicrucian. But go on.
Rosicrucian. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I don't pronounce it right. But yeah, so that's the video on YouTube. Everyone can could replay this after this video is done to get it. But yep. Rosicrucian order. Is young Pharaoh part of the Masonic Rosicrucian order? So the thing you got to ask yourself is, why the hell was this video even made in the first place? All right. Why was this video made? Hey, Master, I see you now. I see you. I think I see Yeah.
Yeah. What I did, y'all, I logged in off my phone, or I guess I can't show my phone. I logged in off my phone, and so now I'm logged in twice. So Joe Garcia was clowning me saying videos, audio's got to match the visual. He my boy though. He's just saying, like, in general, it's better if the visuals match. So and yo, I gotta give a shout out to legendary Duke for calling me out earlier on in the stream. We got our aliases, right? Like Masterpiece, and people got their aliases. And earlier on, I was like, my wife be hollering at me like, Masterpiece, get back to bed. And then he's like, boy, your wife does not call you Masterpiece. And I was like, you're so right. I don't know why I said that, but I have no problem. Like, my name is Corey. I have no problem with saying that. Corey, get back to bed. But okay. So were you finished with that?
Well, basically, I'll wrap it up. Basically, what I'm trying to explain to people is that you got Brother Polite, you got Nature Boy, you got Sonetta, you got Sarasota Seti, you got all these people, and what do they all have in common? GoFundMe accounts. They all got they all got their hand out. Basically, that's what they all got in common.
True.
And whenever you're dealing with somebody who has their hand out, that means that they rely on this way of life, meaning this matrix, meaning the ways of the currency, the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why would they ever want to go to nature and work and actually do something for themselves? I mean, they're on YouTube trying to make a name for themselves right now, and it's generating cash. So why would they ever want to go and say, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go to nature and cut down wood and eat fish for the rest of my life. Does anyone really think that somebody will be pulled out of that type of comfort zone to go live in such a harsh environment like nature? You know what I mean? They don't know what the hell they're doing. They were born in America. They never been to Africa. They never been anywhere in their entire life besides America. So for them to even consider, people talking about Africa is actually mad funny. But like, really think about this, guys. Like, you're donating your money to these people. You're giving your time, your heart, your faith to these people, and it's like the rappers, bro. It's like the rappers. The rappers talk about, all this gang stuff, shooting people up, selling crack, and what are they doing? Nothing but recording music about it. They ain't really doing it. You feel me? It's the same deception. You know what I mean? And they're all in cahoots. Brother Sanchez just proved it yesterday. How they're all in cahoots. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's so right. And about the nature thing, I'm a type of person that, like, a couple years ago, for example, me and my boy, we prepared for about 3 months before going to spend like about 2 weeks in nature, a completely uncharted place in Toronto, North Toronto. And I mean, it was beautiful. It was just, we had to do everything for self. We had to keep the fire going, or else, we'd have to start it up again. And we woke up with the sun. We went to sleep with the sun. It was truly an experience, and that's something that I've always been geared to. I've always been wanting to go out into nature, and there is a lot of hardships when you get out there, and you once again try to listen for the genuosity in someone's voice when they're talking about returning to nature, because when they mean returning to nature, they may not mean what they think you mean. Okay, now let's get with that being said, now peace family, with that being said, let's go. Me and my impressions, yo. Let's get back.
Impressions, though. The impressions is everything, brother. For real. Yeah, that's what it is. That's people got to know what this is. What it looks like. This is, you know what I mean. This is our perception of what it is. Peace, family. Peace.
Now, one thing that you have to know, family, right? With that being said, the
black one is gone, and that's it. I don't want to talk about nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else, family. Yeah, that convenience store thing. that kind of had me in a trip too, because when I'm a big comment reader. I mean, like I'll be going through the comments way more than like the video, you know, looking through the video, and in the comments you just see all these girls riding his jock just because you know, this or that, the ice or the way he looks or whatever. It's just like the focus wasn't even on the store. It's like, oh my God, YP, you look so beautiful. I can't wait till the store opens. I wish I could marry you and stuff like that. And it's a celebrity status now. And that's something that Brother Sanchez, you, myself, we really don't care for. I'm in it for the love. When I wanted to be an actor, I mean, I love acting. If I could still be an actor without all that bullshit that you told me about, James, then yeah, that would be good. But man, the stories that you have about the industry,
yeah, I mean,
that shit scares me.
I mean, like, it's real, man. Like, this industry is all about, you know, sexual energy. But the crazy thing about it, talking about Young Pharaoh, he just put a video out today. He got a new mixtape coming out, yo. Check that out. No. I swear to God, I'll show you the video. Okay, here we go. Ready? You know, I'm lying.
Yeah. Let's put him.
Right. Like I said, I only talk about things I observe. I don't talk about things that I don't know about. All right, where's it at? Young Pharaoh, crazy ass. He got a video coming out. Here it is. Young Pharaoh. It's levels to this shit. Download the link description. It's on datpiff.com, so you can go buy it.
What?
Right, yeah. I mean, hey, but it sucks though, brother. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you that it's not like good at all. I mean, he's trying to be laid back and stuff like that. He has like it's like a snippet of every single song. That's the video. You know what I
mean? Yeah. You see, making music is one thing, but selling it.
No, but the thing is, like, he's got, like, who are you selling? Who are you trying to, like, dog? You're trying to talk to who? You know what I'm saying? Who are you trying to appeal to? You feel me? And like, what are you really, really trying? What's your real agenda? Because you're wasting your time trying to rap. Because everybody in the rap community is already gone, brother. How many people I got good music that I make, but do you think that's popular? Nope. Because people ain't into positive music. You know what I'm saying? People are into trap music, wanting to sell drugs, and it's just a whole brainwash. Everyone, all the police and the Lord, they all working together to keep the systems going. You know what I'm saying? I've been to jail before. I know what it's like. That's whack. Everybody's in there thinking it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And it's all fun and games and glory up in there, man. It's crazy. I just think that getting to the rap industry speaks a lot on his character. It speaks a lot on what he's trying to. I mean, what he's trying to accomplish here. I mean, he's obviously trying to be famous, and there's nothing else to it, because like you said, we're doing this because we want the truth. We're spiritual beings having a human existence. So that means anything that has to do with being a human that deals with materialism, like being famous because you want to entertain people, we don't really care much for that. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna help people and be and send positive messages, okay, that's fine, Young Pharaoh. But bro, at the same time, on one hand, you're trying to make good music, positive music, but on the other hand, you're trying to sell that music, and at the same time, you're trying to take advantage of black business owners to profit for your own self, brother. So what is your real agenda? Now, are you trying to sit there and gain more followers through your music so that you can then in turn sell more products, sell more t-shirts, sell more people to sell more black business owners your ideas, and get more people to invest into you? Is that your goal is, brother? Because your music's not that good. And if you really wanted music to influence people, you would go and get a professional and have them do something that really catch the ear.
Yeah, you know engineer it right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna speak about Pharaoh for a little bit longer, and then we're gonna move off onto that, and we're gonna go into some unless you had other points you want to bring up about nephew. Nah, Pharaoh just I call him nephew polite from that. By the way, from now on.
Yeah, Pharaoh just makes me mad. Pharaoh just makes me mad because there was a video of him swearing right in front of kids, and I got kids, and that just struck a chord. Because if I was in that room, you know, it just shows how much he has people brainwashed. Because if I was in that room, I would have went off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't pay no money for you to be coming here swearing to my babies, man. Them kids were like 8 years old, dog. And Sarah said he was sitting there drinking a beer. So I personally like take offense to this dude when he's sitting there banging on B.O.B., you know, about flat earth. But when I sit there and post, you know, who would like to see Bro Sanchez debate young Pharaoh about flat earth, he want to go and block me because he's scared.
Yep, yep.
Like a coward, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know what I mean, I'm paying attention, and I'm focusing on his destruction and bringing his whole deception to a light, because you know it's not right what he's doing to these people, man. And if you're gonna be a teacher and teach while you're being a student, and always be humble. You know what I'm saying? Like don't ever try to corrupt the minds of these children, man. That's exactly what he's doing. But as you were saying about nephew Polite.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that unless you had anything to say about him, I want to continue with the Pharaoh, because he just got exposed by some brother online saying that all of his sources came from a Caucasian. Now, I have no problem with that, but the thing is that young Pharaoh has a problem with that. Okay, young Pharaoh has no problem calling out other people for their Caucasian sources, but once he does it, but he can do it for his gain. And you know why he thought he could get away with it? Because he built up his whole career on F the white man, and now he's got 80,000 followers, 90,000 followers, and he's relying on them to say F the white man and not look into the white man. And so that means that he could be like, hey guys, look left, while he goes right and takes the information and acts like, you know, he birthed it out of his own mind. And I wish I had the email, because I frequently like delete, like, you know, when your phone starts losing space and you got to clear out apps, I frequently like delete mass amounts of stuff. I purge, like, you know, twice a year. And I had an email back when I thought that young brother Pharaoh was a light that I could call like a good example to follow. I emailed him and I said, yo, bro, I was like, well, first, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. The first email, I was like, yo, I got some dirt on Sonetter, because at this point, the whole like Sonetter calling him like this and that, like a 50-year-old dude coming down on like a kid, that really rubbed me the wrong way. And then so I was like, yo, I got some dirt on Sonetter, here you go. And then I emailed him months later saying, yo, I'd love to bring you up to Toronto. How can we get that popping? He said, call me anytime. I charge $2,000. Before we even discussed what we're talking about, what venue we're gonna be at, he says he charges $2,000, and I'm thinking, for what? Like, is it your plane fare, or do you expect me to fly you out? Like, charge $200 just for being there? Like, what do you mean charging? Like, you're supposed to be doing this out of the goodness of your heart. And earlier in the show, I just said, run away from anybody that's charging you money for information, because that's just not the way to go. And you know what really rubs me the wrong way is that I know the brother is intelligent, and for him to look at the flat earth material and still be knocking it as hard as he does, especially knocking somebody's video who he doesn't even know. He was saying, who is this clown? Who the hell is this guy talking? It's just like, you don't even know who ODD is and how much work he's put into this game, and you're knocking this guy's whole video. You're probably bashing him because he's a white guy, yet you're taking your information about Kemet and the Kepra beetle from a white guy. Did you see the latest? Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. I think you sent it. So you know that Pharaoh's done. His steam, he hit his pinnacle, his zenith. He's coming down. And speaking of the flat earth and the ignorance, we have to advance this flat earth topic.
Yes, we do. I agree.
I think that we're getting a little bit too sidetracked in the beef, in the map, in the models, and we're missing the point that it is not a globe.
But you know what? In the beef, within the beef, right? Okay, now every negative has a positive. Okay,
Yep.
now what happened with Jamar and Bro Sanchez last night was a breakthrough, and what I call evidence. And the reason why I call it evidence is because when you look at it from a state of higher consciousness where you don't have any biases, right? And you think that, and you're thinking on a level that comes from peace, you can see the deception that Jamar was trying to place upon the people. Not only that, you can then deem it as evidence proving that what we are researching is actually correct. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we don't have to be mad at Jamar. We don't have to throw shade at Jamar. All we have to do is appreciate Jamar for basically snitching on himself. You know what I'm saying? Basically telling the world that, you know, it's true. Y'all are some secretive, sneaky, conniving, lying, cowardly ass people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you said earlier, young Farrell was smart. I'd like to say that, you know, he is smart because he knows how to read, but he is sure he's one of the most cowardly person I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to sit there and teach something but not really believe in it, then that's crazy. Because how can you believe in yourself as a teacher, knowing the stuff that you're teaching is full of it, knowing that you're only sitting there putting an agenda out there to gain some money. So then what's going to happen after you die? Are you not concerned with that? You know what I'm saying? You talk about the spirit and all this shit. Like, do you really believe in all that? You know what I mean? And then the people got to ask themselves, like, what's really going on? Why is it that this man, why can't he just meditate and, you know, gain as much wealth as he can just by meditating? Why does he need us to donate? Or not only that, why don't the goddamn aliens that he's talking about come and give him some money? Like, it's crazy, bro, to be sitting here and talking about these people. But like I said, it's evidence, and it's evidence that the world is flat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're trying to deceive, and it's obvious that's what they're trying to deceive us from. You know what I'm saying? It's just it speaks for itself. And I don't know. I think that people really got something going for themselves here when they're looking at these videos and they're finding out that these people are frauds, because it's gonna help them be free. And we're really doing the dirty work, you know what I mean? Because, you know, they're gonna come at us, but the thing about it is we don't care. We whatever. They're the ones who got reps to uphold. We don't got no damn reps to uphold. We just want the damn truth. You know what I'm saying? So they can say whatever, like the whole trying to assassinate Brother Sanchez character, talking about him dating a white woman. That's the lowest it could go, because if we assassinate his, because by us assassinating his character, that's messing up his pockets. That's messing up his future. You feel me? He's thinking he's trying to fight fire with fire, not knowing that motherfucker. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We got both fire and ice over here. You know what I'm saying? We got balance, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the whole point of us talking about you is being confident that, you know, we don't care about what people are gonna say about us. We don't care about what people are gonna think. We don't got a whole bunch of money to lose out on based on from a theory that ain't real. You know what I'm saying? I think oh, my bad. Go ahead, brother.
No, you think what?
I said I think that we got a lot. We got a lot to still learn, like as far as you know, flat Earth is concerned. But like I said earlier, through the discussions, through the debates and stuff, you know, we only just find out even more evidence that what we're researching is real. We got some. I want to let you go ahead, but I want in a little bit. I want to give the people some keywords to research in case they're still kind of confused about flat Earth, and what to look for and how to look for the evidence, and what exactly to type in. But go ahead, brother.
Cool. I think that'll be very good. If you guys, speaking of what to look for, okay, Rob Scuba, I call him, and Patricia Steer, man, some ODD has shared some very interesting information, and I know that all my viewers may not be uh, familiar with these people, but look, the Earth is apparently flat. I mean, it's evidently flat. Apparently and evidently mean two different things. And you know, when we're looking for a curve, and when the science tells us that we should see it this high, yet we go more than double the height and we still don't see the curve, well then by its absence we must deem it to be flat. Or at least a plane. I like the plane, but flat will suffice. And we have the answers. We don't have to you know, when if young Pharaoh or anybody that's going to come up here and debate, you know, whether it's Sanchez or Uncle Reggie, I call him Uncle Reggie. Um, it, it we don't need to go off what they say. You know, it's not like they're bringing credible points. So now we got to let that shine. What we got to do is we got to keep focused on the evidence. There's no spin and no curve. And there's other things too, like where shadows lay and where they lay. So there's a lot that's already there for us to just pick at. We don't have to go outside of that. And we have people in the community like Rob Skiba who's bringing religion into this again. And and we over here and a lot of people in this chat, we got out of that either just now or a long time ago. So to get out of the whole talking snakes and the god that gambles with lives, to get out of that, and then to get into the flat earth, and then somehow using the flat earth to bring validity to the lie. I mean, we haven't moved anywhere. We went from believing in a lie, which is a globe, and rejecting the lie, which is the Bible, to accepting the flat earth truth and then accepting the Bible lie. Like we have just traded one for the other. It's like someone said, it's like I have $1 and a cup, and someone says, I have a cup and $1. Do you want to trade? And you're like, yeah, okay. So we have to advance these findings. We have to come together, and I'm very wary of people like Jeranism who are raising money to do these tests that I don't know if you guys keep up with it, but the tests that they put out, it's like it's never ending. It's like, oh well, we just need a little bit more to do that. Oh, we failed. We just need you guys to send another $30,000 so we could do it again, but this time we won't put a GoPro on it. Like, why would you put a GoPro on it in the first place? So we have funds out there, like Brother Sanchez. He's got a Patreon and stuff like that. But then again, he takes a lot out of his day. I can't knock somebody for, you know, having a place to go donate to, but at the same time, don't rely on that. Do you know what I mean? Don't rely on the people's money to do what you deem is necessary to set out to do. In fact, I feel really awkward asking for money from people. I feel it's like disingenuine. I feel like it's not real. And I feel like it's a lot of responsibility. Like, I got all these people's money now, and now they're watching and expecting me to do something with it. Like, if you're not about it, then don't put it up. And that's to Jeranism, and that's to Mark Sargent, that's to Patricia Steer, all these people that are making the flat earth into like a talk show, into like this celebrity thing where it's like, oh well, we have the incredible Mark Sargent with us today. It's like, come on, let's keep it real. Let's get out of this, because one thing's for sure is that when shit hits the fan, we're gonna see who's really comfortable with the system crashing and not. And bro, I know that from the way that you talk, you're okay with the system burning, as I am. But there's sometimes maybe people feel like there's nowhere to go. Like in America, you guys are so populated. I mean, California has as many people as Canada. Canada is 3 times the size of America. And that brings me to my next topic is Canada and really just getting out of America in general. Now, Canada is obviously not a place where it's like, where you can live free and everything is hippie and happy. But you know what? From the stories that Americans tell me about racism, it makes me really heavy-hearted. I've experienced it. I get it. Me being biracial, I get it. I get it from more angles than just one race of person. You know what I mean? I'm hearing this and I'm hearing that, and it's, you know what I mean? It takes a toll. But in America, you guys have it in a whole nother level that I can't understand. Whenever I visit America, I can't wait to leave. And Canada is a place where, like, just today I was carrying a bunch of paintings, and a person of a completely different race opened up the door for me, complimented the paintings. Just the other day, someone, just shot this shit with me for no random reason. And it's just, I mean, you rarely think of race. It happens, but you rarely think of race here in Canada. And I'm just sending an open invitation, not to come stay with me. I mean, I don't have space, but if you were ever curious about Canada, I would definitely say yes, come. And if you want to experience true multiculturalism where everybody gets along, come to Toronto. If you want to experience unparalleled beauty and a low level of racism, go to the west or the east coast. And it'll open up your world to a whole nother way of understanding and living. And you don't have to walk around with that anger of, like, oh, like the white man and black people are always doing this and Latinos are doing this. Man, in Canada, it's just it's not like that. And so I kind of feel sorry for the people that are living like that, and I hope that you guys can get out of it soon. Somebody just sent me an email offering, acquiring land in Honduras, and I'm going to look into it, because although Canada is this place, it's ugly 6 months out of the year. It's cold. There's slush everywhere. It's brown. I want to go to a place where it's conducive to the human experience, sunlight, strong and direct tropical plants, because a lot of people wait till they retire to go somewhere nice and lovely, but it's such a waste. And if you can really consider getting out of this area and going closer to the equator and getting back into touch with nature, which is where we're going next, because James is a big believer in returning to nature and treating the body like we treat the earth and treating the earth like we treat the body, because we are one. So I'm going to let James take over now with the whole nature aspect. James,
Yes.
in returning back to nature, for the mindset is always number one. What would be your number 1, 2, and 3, for example? Doesn't matter, no limit. What would be your advice in order to return someone, a city dweller, back to nature?
My number one advice to bring someone back to nature from being from the city would first be to stop eating meat, become vegan. That's the absolute first, because you can't, meditation doesn't work correctly without getting your body correct. You can't think clearly. You get sick. Obviously, if you're sick, you have no time to do anything. So yeah, I would say that, like, getting your health correct would be the first thing to getting back to nature. I think number 2. Let's go for number 2. Whatever. Number 2, to getting back to nature. Breaking down all doctrines. Mentally, letting go of all of the attachments that are mental enslavement. What I mean is that all the religions, all of the ideologies, all of the um, lifestyles, whether it be straight or gay, um, anything that has to do with living in a negative frequency has to cease to exist in your life. And you got to be willing to let go of friendships and sometimes family members and uh, bad habits. Um, that's the second step. Um, the third step, I believe that there's a lot of steps in between these steps. I mean, everybody has their own journey, but I mean, this is the overall. This is overall what you need to do. Like what I feel like you need to do, because the mental breakdown of coming back to nature is such an intricate one because you have to do so much studying, and breaking down the indoctrination isn't just as simple as breaking down the indoctrination. You got to actually do, I would say, years of studying and research. I'm 28 and I've been doing research since I was like 14. So you do
No
the
doubt.
math.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. And I've believed in everything from Jesus Christ to aliens.
Same
Yeah,
here.
like, and the only reason why I could say I believed in it because I wanted to, because I needed to get me to this point. And anybody who is a truther has always believed in everything because you got to be an open-minded person in the first place.
That's very true. I mean, I said this not too long ago on Bro's stream. When you're a truther, you have you have more than likely pushed people away in the past for Christianity, left Christianity and the people at the church for the whole evolution or galaxies and visiting life, and you've probably switched it up so many times that your close peers, the ones that have seen you do these changes, they can't even trust your word no more. They don't know where you're gonna be next. Oh yeah, this year the earth is flat. Next year it's a cube. You know what I mean? This year you're eating vegan. Next year you're gonna be back to the meat. So as a truther, you're and if you're an extroverted truther that opens up about it at parties and gatherings, then your credibility has probably been shot, a couple times, and that also has a big role to play in getting back to the nature, because a lot of people are going to think that you're crazy or you're going to think that you're this or that, but being a truther and being through the ridicule, you've already experienced that, so you got the thick skin. And that's what I love about the truthers, is that they're never hanging on to one thing. Like we always say, if the earth is a cube, so be it. And if we're living just on the top of the cube and it falls to the sides, so be it. I mean, if it's proven, that's what it is. I have no disillusions or no romantic attachments to the shape of the earth. I just want the truth over food, over air, and over water. I want truth.
You don't have any attachments to it, Masterpiece, because you don't profit off of it. You don't profit off of the theory that the world is a globe. That's why you have no attachments to it. That's why you have no problem at all debunking it. And if it was a fucking globe, you would have no problem accepting it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, y'all. Like, I mean, if this is a globe, I have no problem saying, oh man, yo, there was a lot of compelling evidence to think it was flat, but you know what? It's a globe. Because I would rather just be able to sleep easy at night, knowing what the hell I'm on and how to operate in this environment. Now, one thing that I would say, if you want to get back to the nature, and a lot of people are, they really do want to get back to it. I would say watch nature videos, watch wild animal videos, watch videos about tribes doing their thing, and look at the beauty around them and the serenity, and maybe go out camping with a different type of perspective, or subjugate yourself to a second world, quote unquote, country that doesn't have all your luxuries, and get a little taste of it first. Don't go to a resort. Go to a hostel, and or maybe if you have Facebook, this is what I used to do all the time. I would befriend people from Africa on Facebook, and I would chat with them. How is it over there? Send me pictures. What's it like? You know, how hot is it today? What kind of food do you guys eat? And what kind of animals are around? And you get to know their locale. And not only is it boosting your own intelligence and your own wisdom, but it is giving your subconscious that the green again, the air, the birds, the whistling, it's all tuning. When birds fly from tree to tree, you think they're just chirping for no reason? I personally believe that the birds are tuning the trees like an antenna, fixing the antennas, and are bringing that vibration to it. Look, and then okay, this is fixed. Let's go. Let's go. They're constantly managing the network, that aura of this plane that we live in. And so many animals are silent, but the birds that are boundless by lakes and different ecosystems, they can go anywhere they want. They have songs, and these birds that are constantly chirping, they must be attuning this plane. If a bomb drops,
they chirp at the frequency of the earth. That's what I studied, that equal or equivalent to the hertz of frequency that the earth like
emits.
Emits, sorry.
Yeah. And see, that's looking at it from, and that's beautiful. And looking at it from that perspective, it's almost like the bird is not a slave to the earth, or is reacting to the earth. And that is, I can rock with that, and I have no problems with that. And I also believe that when like a bomb goes down, right, they're not gonna chirp to the low frequency. I believe that they're gonna raise that, they're chirping up a frequency to balance out that bomb that just went off. You feel me? So they're more like custodians as well.
It's said that when meditating in the masses, whenever you're meditating in the masses, that birds will kind of like gravitate toward that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
joining.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think about the birds. I don't know how. My theory is that they have something to do with the oxygen here, the air here, like kind of like helping with the CO2 and all that stuff, because they taking a lot of air, oxygen to fly, and their bones are so brittle. I mean, they're like hollow inside. They have more air inside their bones than anything.
Mm-hmm. And if they're in trees and they're constantly breathing out, that means that the tree's breathing in. And so once again, it's all symbiotic. And
so maybe it can help transport oxygen. Oxygen. If you look at nature,
seeds,
animals help each other. There's all types of reasons why we need certain animals. I think in Yellowstone Park, they took the wolves out of the Yellowstone Park, and the whole ecosystem crashed.
No, they introduced. I think they hunted them and then they reintroduced them, or something.
No, they took them out. They took them out. They took them out. They took them out of Yellowstone, and months later, everything just started dying because the food chain wasn't, it was all messed up. There was too much. It was too much rabbits, I think, eating too much vegetation.
Okay. It says here in 1974, the gray wolf was added to that list of like it was like going, it was going, and they said that the biologists in Yellowstone began exploring the idea of bringing Canadian wolves to the park in 1995, and just the introduction of those wolves brought balance to the ecosystem again, changing what we think of predators and their roles. It's not like they're just like meat hungry hunters. They have a balance. They will let, like I've seen jaguars take care of baby monkeys. It's not like they have to eat the meat. We force them to. I believe that we force them to through devastation. You know what I mean? We took away their natural roaming lands, and now it's like, well, damn, what am I gonna eat? And until we change our ways, we won't see it. And that's why we have to stop eating animals, because we are hypocrites. How many of you guys out there watch nature shows and see a lion taking down a gazelle and you feel sorry for the gazelle, but not happy that the lion's eating or that the cute lion cub is eating? But you can go to the zoo and say, oh my God, look at the cute little lion cub. But when it's out in the wild and the mother's trying to get it, you're like, oh, poor gazelle. Well, there's like 100 gazelle in that herd, and last I checked, there's like 5 lions in their herd trying to eat something. So we got to change our ways. You can't say that's savage, and we really have to open up to the idea of if we have to look at the fact, what is the strongest animals on the planet? What animals do we use for work? What animals have the longest endurance? The vegan animals, the plant-based animals. And I swear to you guys, if you guys are on the verge, if you cut out red meat and pork, amazing, congratulations, I salute you. You can take it a step further. If you cut out the meat but you're still on the dairy, I salute you, but you can still go a step further, because dairy is the most heinous thing of all. And you know what? There's some sort of program that is synonymous with the Bible and the Earth, the globe program. Once you tell someone that their religion is fake or given to them or falsified, they go berserk and get defensive. Once you start telling someone that they don't live on a ball and they lie to us, they get defensive and go berserk. And then you tell them that you shouldn't eat meat or animal products, period, they go berserk. Those 3 pillars of life: belief, where you live, science, and your diet, are 3 pillars of your life that if you are not on top of, then you're anybody's slave. You wanted to say something, James?
Oh no, I was just asking a question. I was saying, why do you think that? Not in the debate way. I'm just.
Yeah, go ahead. Why do I think what?
You know what? I just forgot.
Why don't I eat meat? Why is it better? Okay. If you forgot, that's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. So listen, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up because this has been a great build, and I don't want this to go too long. We have 31 viewers right now. And I appreciate every single one of you. And don't worry, this will be a long closing. I'm gonna get to all of you and thank every one of you. But in closing, I wanted to say that me and James, this brother here, hey, Bo Jackson, peace. I had to say that to Bo Jackson. Me and James and I will be coming with a lot of new stuff from a new angle, and it's going to be very refreshing. I said it at the beginning, but to recap, we hopefully got some music in the works right now. We just talked about that. We're not gonna sell it. We don't want to put it up on a freaking site where you gotta go buy it. We just want it to be healing. You can listen if you want to listen to it. If you think it's whack, let us know it's whack. We can do better. In the future, we're going to be talking more about returning to nature. We're going to be talking to getting up into the trees, just like the birds do, just getting up into the trees and just chilling there with your brethren. We're going to be painting live. I'm going to be painting live. We got James here. He's an artist in his own right, and he's going to be navigating the chat while I'll be painting, and he'll be taking the questions, and I'll be painting. We're going to talk about cold showers. We're going to talk about getting back to nature, veganism, all of that stuff. So I'm really excited. I'm now back live streaming. The strike has been lifted, and I'm excited for the future. I'm going to close out after James closes out, so I'll hand the mic off to James and let him say what he's got to say.
People. Thanks very much, Master Peace. Couple of things I wanted to mention. Got a lot of haters on the Bro Sanchez show in the comments, talking about Bro Sanchez never gives information on where he gets his knowledge from. Well, I'd just like to say one thing about that. If you've been if you're an observer like me and you do your own research and you've been doing your own research, then you automatically rock with Bro Sanchez, because everything that Bro Sanchez teaches is stuff that you can research on your own, and he also advises everyone to research it on their own. So for somebody to make the ignorant comment of, oh, he never, tells where he gets his information from, it's it's very frustrating. But at the same time, there has been patience built up for people like that. That's why there are many books, that in the beginning of them, at the end of them, there's like how to drive a car for dummies, how to work a computer for dummies, how to. And don't get this message wrong. I'm just it's just very frustrating when you have people who ask these questions like, where's he getting this information from? As if you can't just take notes and then retype what you wrote down into the computer on Google and just do your research. So people like me, I was curious from the very beginning about life. So I did my own research and I found out about flat Earth, long time ago, and the reason why I don't want to call myself a flat earther. I call myself an observer because I only speak about things that I can see, and everything that I've experienced so far proved that the Earth was flat. I mean, I've actually done some real stuff proving that. I've worked for a cell phone company, T-Mobile. Well, actually, it was a subcontractor company because they don't take responsibility for deaths if that happens. But anyways, I've done things in my life that suggest that the Earth is flat. And one thing I took into account this morning was writing down some keywords that you all can research if you would like to. And like I said, don't take offense to this. You know what I mean? It's just that there's some people out there that always want to ask, well, where's he get his information from? As if they need their hand held. So yeah, take it for what you want. If you already do your research and stuff, you don't need this information, that's fine. And I much more respect to you. But this is for the people that are kind of like on the fence with flat earth and don't really understand. One thing I want to say before I give these keywords out is that the globe model entraps you, the flat earth frees you. And the reason why I say the flat earth frees you is because you don't have to become a part of any religion or any indoctrination to believe in the flat earth. But you do have to, unfortunately, to believe in a globe. Um, and I have a problem with that. And there's many people in the flat earth community that have problems with that. But there are people trying to infiltrate the flat earth community like Jamal that's trying to say, yeah, the earth's flat, but the out of Africa theory is correct. And, that's just, it's blasphemy. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like oil and water. You know what I mean? It's never going to mix. And it just sucks that there's people out here just trying to, take advantage of the people who don't want to do the research for themselves and tell them what they think, what their take on it is, and making money off of it, pretty much. Like, it's just ridiculous already. So here it is for you guys. This is for you to research on your own. Some keywords are very powerful. It'll really help you figure this whole flat Earth thing out. So first and foremost, this is the one that everyone's most familiar with. It's a word called it's rainbows. Look up the phenomenon of rainbows. Okay, the reason why rainbows even happen, the reason how a rainbow can even appear. Research that. Once you research the rainbow, your mind's going to be blown right then and there. But there's much more. Look up Project Fishbowl. Okay, it's another keyword. Look up sky stone or water glass. All right. Look up Enoch's dome world. Okay. That was also taken out of Enoch's story was also taken out of the Bible, yada, yada, yada. Look up pieces of the sky. Look up rocket slams into firmament. Look up flying above the sun. Look up ice walls. Look up Admiral Byrd Operation High Jump, and a 1,000-year-old Buddhist map, flat Earth. those things, if you look those things up, I'm pretty sure that that'll help you come to a conclusion and help you realize that you're being bamboozled from school, from grade school till now, and people are being bamboozled every day. Like I said, that will just help you dive into it. But I'm pretty sure that there's so much more. There's discussions between Eddie Bravo and Joe Rogan. There's all types of flat Earth discussions, and Bro Sanchez has so much on flat Earth. I mean, as you all know, but like I want to put this out there for the people who aren't really flat earthers yet and who want to know more, who want to know the truth. I want to thank Masterpiece. I want to thank you for allowing me to do that just now, because like I said, they was complaining about that. And it's that simple. What I just did. It's that simple to give the people, and I'm not complaining on everything. I'm just saying that, like, if people wanted to really research it, they would take notes, just like they would do in a college classroom. Take notes. That's what you would do. You're paying for it. You sit there and you'd actually take notes and pay attention and study. So when someone's teaching, take notes, do some real research, and take advantage of it. Don't waste your time. Why are you going to sit there and watch a man's 3-hour video and don't take anything in from it and just have an egotistical point of view the whole time? What are you really doing for yourself there? Because if you really want the truth, then you will humble yourself, take notes, do your research, and come up with your own conclusion. And if you find anything faulty, say, hey, I found something faulty. Maybe we should talk about this to help everybody else get closer to the truth. All right. So everybody stay blessed, and thanks for having me again, Masterpiece.
Hey, applaud. Hey, no problem. I mean, it's a pleasure. I always encourage people on the same frequency, especially brothers so experienced and intelligent as yourself. Thank you very much for hopping on. I can't wait to talk to you after this. We're gonna get it cracking. Now, I am going to send a big shout out to Bo Jackson. Sent a donation to the super chat, and that's not expected, but it's greatly appreciated. It touches the bottom of my heart. He says, much love, Flat MF power. And that is right, yo. And I love that saying. Shout outs. If anybody wants to get heard in the shout outs, put your name in Science Academy TM, aka Jamaican Flat Earth Titan. Your Sweet Place. I see you. Inquisitive Bunny 100. I think it's Yabez Robinson. I think it's Yabez. How you doing? Flat Power. Inquisitive Bunny. Peace and blessings. George Garcia. I love you, man. You've been rocking with me since day one. Highlights. I'm looking forward to that email. I see you. I see you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being up in the chat like you are. Who else? Imani Ete. Oh, by the way, I just gave wrenches to like everybody who I saw was like doing positive in the chat. I just want you guys all to feel special and feel like you have a say of what's going on in the chat. And I wrenched everybody up. I may have even wrenched people that were aggressive or negative. It really doesn't matter to me. You're here, you're upping the views, you're upping the likes, and I like that. Hit that like button, by the way. Imani Ite, what's going on? I'm just gonna give you a wrench right now, and thank you for rocking with me. Ken Beckford, yo, what's going on? You're a moderator now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Flat Earth Brooklyn Live. Bless up to you, God. Yeah. Flat Earth. I just said Flat Earth Brooklyn Live. Who else is here? Flat Earth Sub Genius. What's going on? Thanks for coming through. We got to do a show together one of these days. The Genius Laos. What's going on? Are you from Germany, my brother? I hope you're doing well over there. Elizabeth 98D. Thank you very much for your positivity. And I was liking your comments that you left in there. So thank you very much. Censored Truth. What's going on? Censored Truth. I think I got almost everybody. I mean, there's people that came in and out. But like I said, put your name there if you want to shout out Bo Jackson again. Wrench Squad up. We're gonna be talking. You guys, I got something that's incredible for you guys. Bo Jackson has commissioned me for a painting of the flat Earth AE map, equidistant azimuthal equidistant map. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get a round canvas for him, and I'm gonna paint it from the Antarctic in, and it's gonna be realistic. It's gonna have clouds. It's gonna have the continents, and we're gonna do it live for you. It's gonna take a couple sessions, but it's gonna be for Bo Jackson. And I want to say again from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for wanting a piece of my art. If you guys want to see more of my art, I will do like maybe a show, or you can ask a masterpiece. Empress Lou, I did. Let me give you a wrench, Empress Lou, because you're a queen. I did ask Brother Sanchez for about the 24-hour stream. I'm just waiting for him to get back on the email with that. If D-Rec, salute, Corona, salute. If anybody wants to check out my art, please visit my Instagram at Classic Smith Art. I have a website in the works. It's being created through Squarespace. I actually got to pay for it, the domain and everything like that, so that it's mine. I don't want like a Wix account or nothing like that. So yeah, if you appreciate art, if you love it, then I love you, and thank you so much for supporting that, or just liking it and sharing or whatever. In fact, I just let me just show you guys this one piece that I just finished, and I have to show you guys. This is it. This is the piece here. It's a couple. She sent me a picture of herself, and I actually had to like. This picture was not like this. I had to go to her and get her to pose her arm like that and her arm like this. But how her face and body was, that's the picture. So I can modify it. Same with this. His arms weren't stretched out like that. It was just a picture of them two, and I made it more like a kind of like a Renaissance master's painting. It looks very very aged and weathered, like it's survived through the centuries. So that's the stuff I like to do. And yeah, that was just a quick little example of the things that I can do. And thank you so much for anybody that wants to support that. One last thing is, let me turn my camera back around. One last thing is, oh, thank you guys so much. I want to end this off on a high vibration. So please, everybody out there, be nice to your fellow man. Don't judge. Judging somebody else before you get to know them reveals something within you. It ages you. Judging is time-based, and you want to stay out of time. You want to be happy with yourself. And one person that is happy with themselves never feels good about putting somebody else down. So moving forward, I know that there's a lot of antics and a lot of tough talk in the communities. Just steer clear of that, and recognize someone for their merit and for what's on the inside. And never forget every night to visit yourself inside, because you keep your eyes open all day looking on the outside. Have some time for you and explore the inside of your mind and your body. And that's where the truth will always be. And so to James and to everybody out there who's watching, peace, power, and protection. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.